This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. The day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It's close. We're close to the end. You know, we can get excited about the new prospects, the new job, and the new opportunities that we have, you know, things that we have going on in our lives. We have to keep going. There is no time, you know, there is no telling how long it's going to take. But we are at the very end. It could all be over in 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, a month, 2 months, or a day. We just don't know. The time is nigh at hand. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thickness, and a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them. This is speaking of the nukes, you know, the thermonuclear warfare that is inevitable. A fire devoureth before them. You know, the Most High God destroyed the earth with water, and he promised not to do that again when he created the rainbow, but he said that he would destroy it with fire, you know, before the everlasting kingdom is established. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. There's judgment coming. It's only a matter of time. We have to be in a Passover state of mind. You know, now is not the time to be rejoicing and celebrating and so on and so forth. And also, during the Passover, which I strongly advise that you try to keep, you should have some Passover lamb, you know, without, just roasted with fire, and without, not cooked, roasted with fire, and without salt or seasoning. And you should also have some bitter herbs for the Passover and eat it quickly. The Passover, being in a Passover state of mind, means that the Lord will pass over you as far as the judgment that he's about to bring upon the earth. That's what happened to those who were commanded in ancient Egypt, the Israelites, who put the blood, you know, on the post of their doors, so that the spirit of death, as they were commanded, so that the spirit of death would pass over them, and the judgment, basically, and they would escape the judgment. So you have to be in a Passover state of mind. You have to be in a repentant state of mind within this time frame, because this was around the time that our Messiah died, you know, basically went away. This was around that time. They just had the Passover, and then, you know, he was murdered by the Romans. But Joel chapter 2, verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. It's speaking of the nukes, okay? But let's go down to the point in verse 29. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. Will I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. We are in that time. There's a blood moon on the 14th of March. I'm sounding that alarm. It is time for you to be in a repentant mind state. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites of the Bible. You are the chosen people. I have a duty to warn you about the judgment that is coming that will befall the earth. There was a blood moon on the 14th of March. It coincides with the Passover. The Passover was the time of judgment, and the blood moon is indicative of judgment from the Most High God. Heed these words